The GROW model, GROW, is a simple yet powerful framework for structuring coaching or mentoring sessions. The GROW model is a simple four-step process that helps you structure coaching and mentoring sessions with your team members. In GROW, the acronym, G is for goal, R for reality, O for options, and W for will. A good way of thinking about the GROW model is to think about how you would plan a journey. First, you decide where you're going, and that's your goal. You reckon where you currently are, and that is current reality. You then explore various routes or alternatives. Those are options. In the final step, establishing the will. Here, you ensure that you are committed to making the journey and you're prepared for the obstacles that could come up on your way towards your destination. To structure a coaching or mentoring session using the GROW model, let's look at the steps one by one. First, establish the goal. You and your team member need to look at the behavior that you want to change. You then structure this change as a goal they want to achieve. Make sure that it's a SMART goal. If you were to use that as an acronym, S is for specific, M for measurable, A attainable, R realistic, and T for time bound. Number 2, examine the current reality. As your team member tells you about their current reality, the solution may start to emerge. Useful coaching questions in this step include the following: what is happening now? What is the effect or result of this? Etc. Number 3, explore the options. Once you and your team member have explored the current reality, it's time to determine what is possible, meaning all of the possible options for reaching their objective. Help your team member brainstorm as many good options as possible, then discuss these and help them decide on the best ones. Typical questions that you can use to explore options are: what else could you do? What if this or that constraint were removed? Would that change things? What are the advantages and disadvantages of each option, etc. And number 4, establish the will. By examining the current reality and exploring options, your team member will now have a fair idea on how they're going to achieve their goal. That's great, but in itself, this may not be quite enough. The final step is to get your team member to commit to specific actions in order to move forward towards their goal. In doing this, you will help them establish their will and boost their motivation. Useful questions here would be: so what will you do now and when? What else will you do? What could stop you moving forward? How will you overcome this? How can you keep yourself motivated? Going the traditional way, the GROW model assumes that the coach is not an expert but acts as a facilitator. Here, the coach helps the client select the best options and does not offer a piece of advice. In organizations, however, as a team leader, you will often have expert knowledge to offer. Also, it's your job to guide team members to make decisions that are best for your organization.